Yes, ma'am. You're muted, Grace.
Thank you so much, Miss Frida. I'm just sitting here talking. Good morning, everyone. Welcome to today's daily meeting. Glad to have you all on. Always a pleasure. Today is Monday, my day, motivation day, whatever, money day. Okay, whatever day. Just make sure today's a positive day for you. All right, I'm about to hand it over because I see him. He got his camera on. Okay, and y'all better get excited today. Okay, because we've been going to work. We really going to work today. Okay. So I'm about to hand it over to the founder and CEO of the ATSJR company.
You can put the title in the chat, Grace.
Okay. Founder and CEO.
Yeah,
It's still a quest for you, right?
No, quest for you. That's just the title.
Okay.
Taking notes for my presentation. That's what I'm doing, Ryan.
I was just curious.
Yeah. So what is this? This is a paper plate, dude. This is my notes, okay? This is what we'll be talking about today. Let me see where it starts, though. That's the problem with... I'm like, oh yeah, I'm gonna be talking about promotion, how to promote, when to promote, why people don't promote, what lines to use, okay? Oh, here's my notes, right? Ooh, this shit's gonna be sick, okay? Okay, this is how I take notes. Napkins, paper. People's like, I don't have anything to write on. Give me a napkin, man. My wife got me this napkin right here, okay? Good partner that she is. Johnny the camera guy's in the house. Take the idea out of my head. Or is it my head? Put it on the paper plate. I walk out amongst the people. I share it. The complexities and simplicities of the complications and the algebraic formula for success, which tends to be more like this than it does like this. At least mine has been like that until I quit going around in circles. And my success, by the way, contrary to what you're going to see on Instagram, all success should look like this. Notice, there are no downs. Why? Because I got rid of the downs in my life. Okay, the ups and downs. If you get rid of the downs, what you left with? You're left with a graph that will always look like this. That's what success should look like. Not like with this mess right here, which is full of complexities. This is what 500-page books got us in high school for 12 years. That meant nothing. This is, you know what happened? This is when people don't take any action. The reason they don't take any action right here is because they have confusions. You listen to Bob. Bob told you to do one thing. Doug tells you to do something else. You don't do anything. Confusion. This is what success should look like. Period. End of story. Get rid of them downs, and all you got is ups. It's that simple. It's that simple. Okay, these are my notes today. Okay.
Are you actually going to be bringing that up on your
Yes. I'm trying to fit it in my pocket, but I can't. Okay.
Here, I'll get it in there.
No, will one of you bring it up to me? Say, hey, notes, please. Who's going to bring that to me?
Just be like, notes, please. You can bring the napkin and I'll be the plate. You can bring it.
Okay, and these are my other notes right here. Okay. By the way, these notes. This is very, very important right here. Or should, huh? That's a weird laugh.
I don't care. You know, I just had the urge to
Okay,
say
who's in charge of my plate?
I'm in charge of your plate.
Okay, let me have it.
Oh, hi,
Yeah?
Johnny.
Okay, who's in charge of this?
Mwah.
Okay, bring me this one. I say, hey, bring me the secret message.
It's a secret message.
The secrets. Bring me the secret.
What is this one called?
The
Average.
No, this is going to be the super secrets. Don't you? Hey, are you going to be available for all this? Are you going to be available to do this?
Yeah. Only this. As long
Put that in
as
your
she
pocket,
comes
okay?
with us.
You want me to come with you?
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. That's Miss Lauren.
Okay, Scarlett's in charge of this one.
What is it
I'm
called?
going to need this right at the beginning. This is called The circle of truth.
The
I
circle
met
of
y'all
truth.
in Vegas.
The
when we were
circle.
there for the
That's
conference
your
the first
cue.
time.
Bring the circle of truth up.
Circle
Y'all
of
got,
truth.
y'all met a lot of people then.
Okay, that's the circle of truth. You're in charge of it? It can even fit on your head right there.
Ask them, they shot money out of the thing,
Yeah,
and
yeah,
these
yeah.
little squirrels were down there. Guess
Yep.
how much they got each?
How much?
$20.
All right, want to show you one more thing.
Spend it on advertising. Okay? Those seats cost 40 grand, and I thought that they were cheap. I thought that was a cheap deal. I thought it was a steal because last year I paid $123,000 for Game 7. Front 2-row seats to be in every shot, every pitch, cameras on me. See, I wasn't taught this when I was going to business school or college. Get attention, right? Now, these seats right here, I'm sorry you guys can't actually see the thing. You'll go Google search it today and just go look at, like, try to find a pitch where my wife and I were not in the shot. By the way, I paid her to be at the World Series last night, okay? Don't kid yourself. That makes that trip tax deductible. You understand what I'm saying? Okay? The fact that I wore 10X makes the trip. Now, what's your word you use? Fantastic. 10X fantastic. We're going to take fantastic and put it on some steroids. Okay? All right? I also had a flag. You don't see it in here, but the reason you see this big 10X flag behind me was during the game, I took a flag. I didn't bring it with me today. I wasn't thinking. And I had this flag, it's about this big, and I would bring it out every once in a while, and I'd be like, 10X. And it is yellow with a black and an X. That's a book that I wrote, okay? Again, what I'm sharing with you right now is not really about me, it's about you and your business. So don't get confused with listening to me talk about myself. I'm talking about what you could be doing to get attention. Because if you don't get attention, I'll promise you, your life conditions will never change. If you do not get attention, the conditions of your life will never change. No matter how you vote, no matter what church you go to, if you do not get more attention, you cannot change your conditions without attention. So this is a book, okay? This book has now since become something that's bigger than a book. And it's definitely bigger than me. Okay? It involves people wanting to do something, multipliers, not addition. You know? See, you were taught to add, not multiply. You want to write this down. Money follows attention. If you got a money problem, it's because you hadn't gotten enough attention. You don't just want to get attention for yourself. You need to get attention for your team. I have Ryan Secco back here, real estate Ryan back here. Okay, good guy right here in the shadows.
All right. I have plenty to say. I'm going to direct this today, Grace, to the people ready to roll. Is that okay? Some of you are, some of you not. But I don't. It's day 8. I gave you 5 days of learning. There's no more learning. All right, Grace?
That's right.
All right, no more learning. There's only execution. So we're talking about your book, your movie, your keynotes, and the tools you need to get with them. There are no disclaimers. A lot of this stuff is free. Some of this stuff costs. Is that okay? Outstanding. Somebody, not Grace, tell me what you got from Grant Cardone. It's the foundation of what we get ready to talk about.
You need to have attention. You need to grab attention.
Good. Grab attention. I believe I heard, it's Antoine. Go ahead, Antoine.
No, that's what I was going to say. That's along the lines of what you were saying about traffic. If people are not seeing you, if you're not advertising, if you're not showing up and showing out, then, you're not going to generate the income you want. Can I give a testimony real quick?
Sure.
I got over 2,000 downloads in a couple of days on one of my podcasts.
Wow.
Over the weekend. And so I was really excited about that. So the monetizing starts.
Well, yes, it does. Come on, y'all clap for that. Y'all clap for that.
So dope. So dope.
Hey, great job.
Woohoo!
Yes,
Congratulations.
Absolutely. Great job. Antoine, just real quick before I get to Otis, did you learn anything about getting that 2,000 so you can monetize from this community?
Yeah, I wouldn't have even put it on there. My knowledge of podcasts was tainted by my last mentor, and I thought it had to be video and all that kind of stuff, and you had to have an interview. And so ATS has shown me that no, you can monetize in other ways. And podcast is really audio, and if you add video, that's a bonus.
Okay, I kind of knocked that out the park. That was culture shock when he heard that, for sure. All right. He is an executioner, not a learner. Yes. All right, outstanding. Come on, Otis.
I'm gonna piggyback on the other two and just have to get attention. He stated in there, if you don't get attention, your conditions in your life will never change. And then reflecting on those that got attention, even international attention. You don't see the number in their bank account, but you know they're living pretty well. And that's what I got out of it. And I do have that down.
That's right. And it needs to be down. Absolutely. Yeah, them international flights cost money. I don't know if y'all know this. But that costs money. I'm still looking for a buddy pass. Still.
Antonio.
Yes, ma'am.
What was it? Because I'm back and forth in Mom's room getting her cleaned up. What was it that he was?
We lost your sugar. What was it that he was?
I think she asked about the book.
10X for sure. That's his book, 10X, which is still it's going to go down as one of the greatest sales book of all time. Oh, okay. She's just breaking up. No, you're right. You're right. Try again.
Okay. Is this any better?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. What was he referencing when he said he paid 40,000 or 100,000 to be in the seats?
Yep. Game 7 of the World Series.
Oh.
Right behind the catcher. He got no choice but to be on TV every play, every strike, every hit, every ball, every foul, all of them, don't matter. Even if they call the timeout, still, it's just you're right there. So that is yeah. It's like buying a backboard in the NBA and taking it from clear and putting your logo on it, or buying the ball. That's what it's like, Grace. Buying the ball. Did I break up on you, Grace, or did you break up on me?
No, you
Okay.
didn't break up.
All right, then good to go. Yes, so that was an infomercial basically was what he was doing. Let's see, how can I take off? And by the end of the day, you're going to learn about your book more. You're going to learn about your movies more, and you're going to learn about your keynotes more. And any of you saying, I don't want a book, I don't want a movie, and I don't want a keynote or keynotes, all these things are plural, then you're just not paying attention. You're not paying attention, and you need to pay attention because quite frankly, you all learn too much. Let me bring up Jamal and Tracy. I'm not sure if Tracy can even talk, but Jamal, you were one of the people. Oh, there. Let's go with you, first, Tracy, since you got a sneak to talk. Go ahead. Looking like you looked this weekend. Mm-hmm.
Good morning.
Good morning.
I just ran into my classroom. This weekend was fantastic for those. What I got out of what Grant Cardone was saying just now was being in the place too. And when he said that, I was thinking about the event this weekend and how being in there, present, being actually in attendance, it's a lot different than just being on the morning calls. It's a lot more in-depth information. And for me, I took away from it that like like what you're saying, being more out there and like putting my stuff out there more. That was something else, like with my book and things like that. And my podcast after this weekend, I'll piggyback on what they just said. My podcast actually, it had more downloads over this weekend than it had ever had. And I would have never done my podcast. I would have never even known about Red Circle and monetizing podcasts without the ATS community. And I do I appreciate you all. I thank you all. But the conference, y'all, if you haven't gotten your ticket, I'm just gonna say get your ticket so you can be there in whichever city that they're in, because it was amazing to be face to face, one-on-one, in person. Thank you, guys.
Thank you so much. Yes, thank you so much. Hold on, because I'm not even done yet. Tracy, do me a favor. From what you saw, what do you see as the lid for the tour?
I'm sorry, you said, what do I see as the what?
The
I
lid.
didn't hear the last part.
Like, what's the furthest we can go with the tour? Or like, what vision do you see? What am I trying to accomplish?
You had to talk to somebody real quick.
Okay. Oh, okay. There you
go. I'll fill in for.
Okay, go ahead.
Okay, so I feel like the lid is whatever your perception is of where you want it to be. So for you started at the end. Like you said, I wanted to do stadiums. I want to do, large venues, and then the other stuff fills itself in, because you said, I think when we were meeting, you said that once you make a decision, it's already there. It's just you have to move the other stuff out of the way. It has to go around your other things that you already had in the way before it can get to you. So it's not going to be an instant thing. One of the things I wanted to share was you said ease comes after you decide how you're going to share your light. So that's the biggest one I took from it, because a lot of us have a lot of for me anyways, a lot of different thoughts. I'm going to do this, I'm going to do that, or whatever. I don't really know which way I want to go. If I want to do a book, if I want to do a podcast, if I want to start a course or whatever, it doesn't really matter. Just make a decision on which way you want to share your light, and then the ease of all that stuff will come, because right before the ease part is obviously the most pain. So if you can just get past that pain part of making a decision, then the ease will come, because you can relax after that part, or you don't have to keep thinking about it. So that's what I got from it, and she's absolutely 100% correct. The stuff that we talked about on camera was good, but after the camera stopped and we talked for another 2.5 hours, we didn't really mean to. Just kind of was going on, and that gave me more insight. I could ask more specific questions on what do I need to do, or where are you going, or what are we doing? You know what I mean? So because here in the morning time, we all have a good time, and we're listening to you, and there's a lot of learning, quote unquote, and not a lot of doing. But I think that it's because it's on a grand scale. There's 1,000-foot view, versus when we're there in person, we were actually in the trees. We actually got an opportunity to ask whatever questions we need to have answered, and you were there for it, and Deanna was there for it, and Grace was there for it, and we are actually able to bounce ideas off of each other. You know what I mean? So that way, when it comes time, we have whatever discourse we might have, we can figure it out. So I really appreciated that, because it helped me a lot. So if you're on the fence about it, don't be. It's whatever you charge. Like I said, I don't know if anybody saw my poster there. He could have charged $1,000, and it still would have been worth it to me. So that's my testimony.
First, well, hold on, y'all clap for that. That wasn't my point, but I'll go ahead and take it though. You understand? I'll go ahead and take it. Yes. I would definitely go ahead and take it, no doubt. What I want to show is, how is this getting possible? Because I am getting attention, and I'm converting other attention to a very specific area of attention, and that would happen to be tour. Is this clear? It's about to happen while we on this call, but let's just make sure we on the same page. Yes.
Yes.
Yes. If you don't get attention, you're going to die. Period. Now, the reason I'm bringing this up, and the reason this has to be, because I want to tell you about your books and your movies and your stuff, but I know that 50% or more of you are not going to do a piece of content after I tell you to do it. Yep. Talking to you. Talking to you, right? I know you're not. So I want to encourage you softly. And I'm going to tell you something I said at the conference. Actually, one of coming up 2 days, or at their shows to me. But anyway, the part of you that's telling you, well, I got to have my makeup okay, or I don't have my camera right, or I don't have this correct, or I don't have that correct. That part of you, do not get rid of it. I want you to see it this way. I want you to see that there's a source you, and there's that you. Hold on, let me make sure I got everybody. Grace, make sure I got everybody, because I don't want to. I don't feel like this is going on deaf ears.
Well, everyone except Jamal, you have their attention. Jamal is driving, so he's really he's listening, but he's driving, so he doesn't die.
One listening is attention, so we're gonna go ahead and go. Don't die.
So Antoine is driving as well. So.
All right, don't die. All right, don't die. Let's call this source you God, because that is something that you at least have.
Grandbaby heads, but I'm listening.
Okay, let's call this source you God, because that is something that you have an idea of, some sort of comprehension of it. Is this okay? You have this. That's not my preferred word, I will tell you, but let's do that because I have no problem with it. I'd much rather say source, but let's just roll with God. It makes no sense, Antoine, that you are trying to be some meat package that God jumps in and says, shut up, Jamal, I'm taking over now. That's none of your religions. None of your religions say, let God in and have control. I know you say this in your religious songs, Grace. I know you have this in your religious cliches, but there is not a single sacred text that says be a zombie for God. Here, let me take over your life. I got it. You ain't doing right. So what I want you to do is I hope there's no challenge to that. Is there a challenge to that? Is there a challenge to that? Are you supposed to just be zombies? Here, God, take away my free will. Is that take away my choice? No? Okay, good. All right. So we'll
bold and be a zombie at the same time. It's impossible.
That is fair. I like the way you said that. So now that we know we're not just some bacon wrapped on the spirit of God, now that we know this, okay, now that we know this.
Not bacon.
Well, now that we know this, that little you that's stopping you from posting, that little you that's stopping you from doing what you're supposed to do, is not a bad you. That's the actual you. Hear me well. Watch me set up this bridge. And the actual you wants a voice, and you keep telling that actual you, shut the hell up. And therefore it says, fine, I'm not going to post anything in. If I got to shut up, I'm just not going to do anything. When all your sacred text says, I am God, Phil, I want to rule your life with you. as a co-pilot, as a friendship. Uh-oh. No, that ain't true, Antonio. No longer do I come here to call you servants. No longer I come here to call you slaves. I came here to call you friends. For a slave knows not what his master is doing. Is that in there, Grace? Or did I? Where's Jerome when
That's
I
in
need
there.
him?
I
Okay,
know,
thank you so much. Okay, so I want you to get that. All of you saying I can't do this. I want you. Here's your exercise. I want you in your mind. In fact, we can do it right now. Not you people driving, because I'm going to tell you close your eyes. Not you people driving. I don't want to get sued. Not you people driving. Close your eyes, and I want you to take the logical, the God you, whatever you want to call it, and I want you to give the you that's holding you back a hug. Don't kill that you. That's your problem. You keep trying to kill it. Don't kill it. I'm going to play some music, Grace, at the same time. Let me see. Let me play some music. I can get this down. I don't want you. Can you hear this, Grace? Do I need to cut on there?
No, sir, can't hear it.
All right. Let me go hear it in a second.
Okay. Can you hear now? Yes, sir.
All right. Let's go to church real quick, Phil. I want you to walk all the way over to that you holding you back so I can teach y'all this stuff. And I want you to go get that you a hug. I'm dead serious. You go over there, you say, we gonna do this together now. I am so serious, Grace. I am not joking. Go do it. It ain't gonna take all day. That you is sabotaging. That you was never, ever, ever meant to shut the hell up. Please do this. Okay, that's actually the music that's going behind one of today's videos, by the way. It's dope, ain't it, Grace? It's dope. It's great music. Yeah. Honestly, I want you to go give that you a hug in your mind. That you is supposed to rule this life with you. It is not supposed to shut up. You're never supposed to get over your video fright, Adonia. See, you think I'm out here just wasting my time talking. Adonia is never going to get over the fact that she don't want to be on video. She ain't supposed to. She's supposed to hug that part of her, and all the source power in her will work with that part of her. Whether it be get on camera, stay off camera, maybe she's supposed to become an executive producer. I don't know, but as long as she keep telling that part of her to shut the hell up, it ain't gonna never happen.
Can I say something in that space?
Talk to me, man.
Well, like yesterday, right? While I was talking, my face started acting up and I could feel it shutting down. And all I could do was try to hold the bottom of my chin and my face at the same time. But I kept going and it was painful, but I had to keep going. And I kept going until I felt like, I could deal with the pain and talk at the same time. And I started having tears come to my eyes, but I still had to keep going. So no, I don't want to be in front of the camera. I really prefer not to ever. But unless my face is right. But I have to keep going. I have to be there because I can't stop. And I won't stop. You and your team have got me going where I can't stop because I know what God said. And y'all are telling me what God said. And he would never send me a lie because he sent me to y'all. I'm just saying. Just saying.
I got no problem with anything you say. As a matter of fact, let's clap for her because she's got a whole stroke problem. So her face locks up in camera.
Awesome singing, bro.
Yeah, that's a handicap. You understand what I'm saying? That's a handicap.
She did a good job yesterday.
Miss Sandra, while you're doing your cast, why don't your topics reflect that which you're going through from having the stroke or Bell's palsy or things of that nature? Because honey, you're not the only one out there with that same issue.
Right.
And maybe you'll bring some awareness to others that hear it, that have family members with that same issue. Because every time you're close to your breakthrough, that happens to you. So why don't you just start getting paid for your pain?
Boom.
Amen.
Boom. All right. Look, that was 30 minutes of foundation, so y'all can listen to what I'm about to say. If you're not getting attention, you're not going to change the quality of your life. That's not going to change. You can pray, you can fast, you can exercise, you can do whatever you want to do. You can have the best product on the planet. If nobody can hear it past the noise of everybody else's product on the planet, you are never going to do anything to change your life. I'll push that further. If you're not selling, it doesn't care. I don't care what you're doing. I don't care how you think your life is. I don't care how much you hate sales. You can never go to the grocery store without selling one thing. So if you went to the grocery store this week, you either sold your time for money, you sold your product, you sold your body, you sold something, but you under no circumstances can get a single thing on planet Earth without selling. A prisoner in prison, inside prison's prison, so lockdown, 23 hours, is still selling their slave labor because the state or somebody's getting paid and they get a meal 3 times a day. It's just not going to change, y'all. You cannot, under any circumstances, make any money without selling.
Bishop.
Yes, sir.
Greetings. How are you?
I am well. I'm actually fantastic. That's why I'm trying to make sure y'all listen to what I'm about to say so you don't mess up my fantasticness.
Okay, well, I'll try not to mess up with your fantasticness with this question.
Oh, no, you actually the question.
I'm trying to get to the point to get out there.
Good.
And
this is what I want.
I'm getting out there, playing 2020, different things I'm doing. And I still get feedback of you're not doing nothing. In other words, you're worthless. How do you get, I know you can just ignore the person or don't answer the person's call.
Well, it's not that easy though, is it?
It's not just that easy, especially when it's family.
So I'm not even going to tell you that. I would do you a disservice to tell you something that no human being has got past, the first couple of times. But keep going.
So, and it's family. It's not even a stranger. And it's like, how can I'm not trying to get them to see me because.
Okay, hold on, stop. Okay. Do you mind if we go back and forth? Is this like, do you want help or?
Yeah, I do want help.
So let's go back and forth. Let's go back and forth because let's go back and forth. Because you said 2 things that are avoidance. You do want them to accept what you're saying, and you do want them to validate you. That's the problem. Let's tackle this. This isn't right or this isn't wrong, but it's human. This is what I'm trying to get. It's human for you to want the people of your same bloodline to appreciate your position, power, and worth on this planet. There's nothing wrong with that, y'all. Y'all stop acting tougher than humanity.
Wow, yes. Yes.
Okay.
Yes, I got you. Come on, come
We
on.
are human. We are human. Is this clear? Let that be okay. So what you did was you avoided the thing that is stopping you. You avoided, and so that's why I wanted to stop you right there. So I want you to restate your question or your problem. And I know you don't know exactly what to ask. That's why I'm going to have you redo it. So I want you to connect the own dots in your head. But this time I want you to admit that you do want these people to accept you. You do want these people to know that you are not the one out here ruining your life. You ain't the worst person in the family. You do want them to know this.
Hey.
All right. So let's restate it, but let's admit that. Let's admit that I do not want to be the criminal that I used to be. That's talking to me, right? All right, you go ahead.
I do not want to be the criminal I used to be. I do not want to be the old Jerry I used to be that did nothing, that really sat and wished and wished that somebody accepted me. But I want to push to the fact that they accept me for who I am.
Right. Of course you do. Keep going.
And to the fact that the old Jerry was damaged, abandoned, trauma, all the above. And now there's a source that's called Antonio T. Smith Jr. got me out of that my mind has changed.
Okay, so let's stop you right there. Good. You ain't, I'm finna stop you, but not because you said something wrong, okay? Let's just stop you right there. Cool?
Yes, sir.
Outstanding. So I want to stop him right there. Why do I, hold on, I'm trying to not do this in your ear. Why do I want to stop him right there? Well, let's break it down, Grace. Because everything he said is right, real, and understandable. There's a big problem there. The big problem, what he said was, it is so true that if I tell him, here's how you do your book, here's how you do your thing, that's what we're going to talk about. Book, what else is it, Grace? Book,
movie,
podcast,
movie, get attention. He's not going to do none of that today. I'm going to give this man a step-by-step guide and the tools to get it done. You hear me?
Hold on, let me get my notebook.
The step-by-step guide and the tools to get it done. And because he's got this on him, he's going to shine on this Zoom call. Boom, boom. Let me write this down. And as soon as it's time for him to be seen in front of his family, he going to stop. Just like the rest of y'all. Am I making this clear to y'all?
Yes, sir.
We got stuff, and somebody's going, not me, but you still ain't produced content. So something's stopping you. I don't know what it is. Your idea of perfection, it ain't in your gifts. Something's stopping you. And I'm not here to browbeat you about being stopped. I am here to tell you that I got the goose that laid the golden egg, and I don't feel like it being given to swine. So I'm gonna need y'all to catch up today. I'm gonna need you to catch up today. I'm gonna need you to take ownership of your life, no matter how long it takes. We will get it done. Cool? All right, Prophet Jay, I want you to take notes, but not notes on the actions. I need you to take notes on you. Cool?
Yes, sir.
All right. Tell me what's really this family member. I'm gonna trap you into knowing the truth for yourself, okay? Because you're gonna admit it, but I don't think you made your own connection. This family member is important to you, yes?
I would say so, yes.
Okay, let me help you out. I want all y'all to answer the questions that I'm asking about yourself, but let me create a rule here. I don't want your logical brain to answer these questions. You got two brains. Your logical brain, your saved brain is going to say, I mean, not necessarily to every last one of these questions. The problem is your logical brain ain't doing the creation for you. It ain't your logical brain stopping you from posting content. It's this other brain. So I don't want you to answer me with the practice self and the smart self. You understand? I know you've been learning from Phil. I don't want you to answer what you learned from Phil. I need the part that rejects Phil. You understand? That's the part I need. All right, cool. Is this person important to you?
Yes.
Outstanding. And you don't have to name who it is or the relationship. But watch this here. Who made them important to you? And don't tell me God.
I did because.
Okay, I'm listening. I did because
they were raised up in the same home with me.
Okay, see, now we getting somewhere now. Come on.
Yeah, their mother was in the home where my great aunt took her in and took her daughter in.
Okay, stop right there.
All raised up together.
Hold on, stop right there. Got you. Now you said I did, which I know you did, but I want to get to even more of the source, okay? Because I is not let me tell you something. I was born here not worried about this particular problem that you have. I being you. And when you were born, you didn't, he wasn't born going, I am going to struggle for 5 decades.
Right.
That's not how you were born. So therefore, you didn't give yourself this problem. What's more accurate is you made a meaning out of something and carried this problem for decades. I done already solved the problem. I already know what it is, just listen to your conversation. As soon as you said, well, we was brought up together, boom, I already solved the problem. I didn't need no other information. But I got to get you to get there now.
Okay.
See, Adonia, your logical brain is making you take responsibility for your own actions. And that is good. That's what you're supposed to do. The problem with that, Antoine, is the shit ain't working.
Wow.
Well, the reason it ain't working is because there's this hurt you. Screaming, please listen to me. And you're like, nope, I got to take responsibility of my own actions. Shut up, you. So you say stuff like, God didn't give me the spirit of fear, when fear is a natural emotion.
Mm-hmm.
We had to tackle that at the conference too. We had to tackle that at the conference too. I just messed
did.
up half y'all heads. I just messed up half your head. That's what happens when you snatch a verse out the Bible and take it out of its context. That's what happens. There's something happens before and after that verse. Fear is one of the 6 natural emotions. How dare you say God didn't give you a spirit of fear, then turns around and for most of the Bible say the beginning of wisdom is the fear of God. Y'all not critically thinking about the doggone Bible. See, this is my problem, Antoine. My problem is I say too much real stuff. You say you ain't supposed to fear, and then God turn around telling you, but have fear. Stop snatching stuff out of its context, okay? The explanation there is this, after doing some parsing of the sentence and what goes, the antecedent and what comes after, this spirit of fear that you're talking about is something living in you, not something you experience, but something you are living with no ending action in sight. It's a participle, okay? But let's keep going. So I need you to get that you were made a meaning out of something. You're blaming you. But you wasn't born with this. So how can you blame you?
I'm blaming you.
It does come back to you But it comes back to your brain is a meaning making machine. And that's what we do, Phil. We make a meaning out of everything. I tell you, we make a whole meaning out of it. And we just run with it. We just run with it. And Grace said something to me 3 years ago. I still hate her for it. I done made a whole meaning out of it. Every time I see her, first thing I think about is Grace. I got to speak to her through my anger. That's not a real example, but that's how we treat people, though.
Watch yourself.
You ever see somebody you haven't seen in a long time and you was like, I don't like them. And you had no idea why you didn't like them. So like 3 days later, you remembered why. Yeah, that's because that meaning was still real. All right. We were brought up together. May I speed you up?
Yes, sir.
I want to ask you a question. Don't say yes because I have the authority and you're supposed to say yes. Please push back. May I give you permission to push back if my question is incorrect?
Yes, sir.
All right, good. And may I give you permission to push back without feeling bad?
Yes, sir.
Outstanding. Y'all were brought up together. Were y'all compared together? Were y'all compared to one another?
No.
Okay. Is he or she your authority? Were you raised that way to where they were the older and they know best, or you were the older and you know best?
I was the older and I knew best.
Okay. There was only one or two options, Antoine. And today, they're doing better than you. We're not talking about your standards. And I ain't talking to your logical brain either. They doing better than you. And now you have messed up the hierarchy of this household.
Bishop.
I already, as soon as you said we brought up together, I already knew immediately it was an echelon and a hierarchy problem.
Mm-hmm.
One of them had their role they were supposed to maintain. And you are staying loyal to some sort of family hierarchy that you should have let expire a long time ago.
Wow.
So this is the crazy thing about families. We need that hierarchy or we can't exist in it. Like Phil and Susan can't have their kids telling them what the hell to do. That ain't how it works. So we raised you. You know what I'm saying? Ain't nobody eating the house if the kids is running the house. House ain't gonna never get clean. So there has to be a hierarchy, and there has to be blind obedience in family circles.
Mm-hmm.
Susan's daughter said, "What color is this, mommy?" Green. And she had to blindly accept that that was actually green. There must be blind obedience in families or you won't survive.
Mm-hmm.
The problem with that is we reach an age where this blind obedience no longer serves us. You're not separating blind obedience so you can stay alive, so you can learn lessons, versus now I'm 23 years old and I'm still trapped in a hierarchy that's no longer serving me. So you are struggling with this particular family member because you want them to see I am the oldest and I did do right with my life based on some invisible social construct that you were raised with that you need to let expire.
Okay.
And I know that's hard to accept, so let me say it this way. The truth is y'all both are doing perfect with your lives. And his life and your life shouldn't be compared to one another, nor do you need his or her approval or validation. But that's hard though, right? Antoine, it's hard. Because why is this hard? Why is this hard? I'm gonna tell you why it's hard. Because to exist is to be perceived.
Hold
I don't
on.
exist. I got you. Like I don't exist until Phil looks at me. If Phil never looks at me, I don't exist.
Go back a couple of seconds to
Yes,
rewind
sir.
what you said.
To exist is to be perceived.
To exist is to be received.
Perceived. Like I got to see you, perception. To exist is to be perceived. How do I know that I am a Black man? I had to be perceived as one. Somebody had to look at me, or I had to see my reflection. And then now I can perceive. So here's the deal. I'm telling you, you don't need this person's validation, but you do need this person to see you or you don't exist. And that causes a major issue. How do you separate? Like, how do you separate? Well, you got to see me because I need to exist, but I don't give a damn about what you think as you perceive me. This is a very, 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 very hard rope to walk on. Because you have to do it with your parents. You have to do it with all your kin. You have to do it with the people you love. You have to do it with the people you hate. You have to do it with the people you don't want around you and the people you do want around you. Because at the end of the day, when you die, it's not a team effort.
No, it's not.
I wish somebody heard me. When your organs stop, mine will not. so at the end of the day, unless we're in the cult drinking poison at the same time, waiting on the alien ship to come get us from Fort Worth. Unless that happens.
And some people still ain't gonna go.
I ain't drinking no Kool-Aid. Let me tell you. I need you to get that you're struggling with the need to be perceived, but the need to be heard. And those two things are not the same. That's your problem. You do need to be seen, but you're trying to be heard. You've mastered your life when the voice on the inside of you is much louder than that person's voice.
Wait a minute, say that again.
You have mastered your life when the voice on the inside of you is much louder than that person's voice.
I have mastered my life. Sorry.
No,
I'm
man,
sure.
We come in here to save your whole life. I will repeat as much times as I can. We come here, excuse me, you've mastered your life when the voice on the inside of you is louder than whoever that person's voice is.
Yeah, mastered.
I need y'all to get that to exist, I must be observed, but I do not need to be heard.
Wow. Cause you know what? Can I intercept for 1 second?
Please, sir.
And I don't want to take up too much time with this because I know we're on business and we
No. Wait, here's the deal. Let me. I want to tell y'all something great. And I know that I am going to fail because y'all are not fertile soil because we have this problem. There's a lot of people right now hiding behind you right now. So please take your time. Go ahead.
Yep.
Now said something. You said I have to master my life when the voice is louder than hers, because it's like we're going back and forth.
Oh my God.
You know, and we're going back and forth, and you know,
hold on. Let me just stop you. Let me stop you. Only reason, so I'm stopping you for multiple reasons. One is you got avoidance. Every time you avoid, I want us to tackle this, what we're avoiding. You're going back and forth with this person. Can her heart beat for yours?
No, I go on my own. Yeah.
Can she walk for you?
No.
Can she release your bowels for you?
No.
So why are you going back and forth?
Wow.
At the end of the day,
Wow.
your bowels release as a one-man job. Am I preaching separatism? Absolutely not. The universe will smash you if you try to do that.
Mm-hmm.
I am saying don't confuse violence with harmony. My job is to be in harmony with this woman, not to go back and forth with her. You crazy as hell. if her idea of harmony is me going back and forth because she likes that and it kills me, that ain't harmony. That's
Right.
oppression.
Okay.
That's abuse. She may be masquerading it as harmony. But when I walk away from you, I ought to feel good. And if I don't, I need to examine that relationship.
Ooh. Wow. Yeah, because I was at the point to where she said something like, your wife don't really love you, because if she loved you, you would have been released more weight by now, and she would feed you the things that you need to eat. And I said, wait a minute, I'm my own person. Now, Renee gets after me about eating healthy, but Renee cannot feed me because I can feed myself. You know, but that's what really, if I can say it and be honest, because God, source, God, universe knows that I'm being honest, that pissed me off. When you come after my wife, then it's time for, you know.
I've seen people shot for far less than that. So just so we're clear, yeah. I come from the hood, yeah. I see people shot for far less than what she did, you know. So I got you. This person is looking at your wife, ignoring science, doesn't know a thing about how fast your metabolism is burning anything, doesn't know if you got any kidney or liver malfunctioning, is not considering that you're on multiple steroids, increasing your appetite. It's not considering the fact that in order to lose weight, you need to build muscle, but you're in the wheelchair, which is hard to build muscle. At the very definition of wheelchair, you're atrophying your muscles, which means you're not using them. So they're being lost just by second law of thermodynamics, that everything goes from order to disorder. So this person skipped all this stuff that I just said that is found in a 9th grade book of physics just to make you feel bad. And this is the person stopping you from putting content out there.
Watch it.
Good job. Okay. Prophet Jay, I think you muted your microphone. Your Zoom isn't muted, but I think you, okay. Can y'all while he's getting his stuff back together, did y'all hear what I'm saying? Somebody is stopping y'all from taking what I'm saying and moving it into execution.
And we letting it.
You calling it harmony. Well, God don't want me being mean. Protecting your garden is not mean, Melissa. It's just not. And it's always, I'm gonna tell you the people who hardest. The people who are always the hardest to deal with in the conscious community are the conscious folk. Y'all the worst. If I could have me and Justin on the same stage, conscious folk is broke.
I mean, you talking real talk, bro.
My apologies, Prophet Jay. I thought unmute
Yeah,
yourself.
Renee wants to dish my fault. Yeah, my fault. You talking there because that's the thing that I'm trying to do is content, you know, with the everything that I'm doing with Pain 2020,
right?
And you know my
because you're echoing because of that computer.
Okay, I'm sorry.
Just put on that.
All right. When do you put the hole in?
Take y'all take your time. Take your time. The last thing I'm gonna do is say something when your wife is taking care of you. That don't make no damn sense.
There you go. Put that in.
Okay.
Yeah, there you go.
All right, now close that computer for me. Yeah. So you're not doing what I told you to do on TikTok. Wait a minute. I'm my own person, first of all. You know, and then she's like, well, I got 10,000, 20,000 people follow me, and okay, that's you. But what I'm saying is,
Does she get paid for these followers?
no.
This is the god doggone problem with you conscious people. Okay. I want to be, you got me in full therapist mode right now, so I want to be nice to you. The Antonio part of me want to say, man, bleepity bleep bleep, but the train.
Martha Stewart, Martha Stewart.
Yeah, yes. Here's the deal. You are your compass. And only you can tell you what to do. And deep down, you know that. But the problem is you got so much stuff around that when I give you a step-by-step guide, that I know it's going to work. Like, I know it's going to work because I'm doing it. I know it's going to work.
Right.
You can't do it. And by you, I mean y'all. Everybody hiding behind him. Y'all can't do it. Because somebody told Shelly back in the 8th grade, always have yourself together.
Wow.
Now you 30 years old fighting a battle that came from the 8th grade.
Take up the headphones. I left.
You know what I'm saying? So you got to think about that, y'all. So here is, let me, because you're asking questions, let me just unmuddy the waters for you, because I said something clear, but then we probably forgot it. When your voice on the inside of you is stronger than her voice, you've mastered your life. That's what, so in all situations, you're supposed to say, what am I supposed to learn in this situation? There is what you're supposed to be learning. What you're supposed to be learning in this situation. Now, here's the deal. Now that I'm telling you, you're going to be tested. And the test going to come ferociously.
Mm-hmm. Probably this week.
This is why I don't tell people things. This is exactly why. Because
but I love it when you tell it, because but then sometimes when you tell it and then it'd be like weeks later, it'd be like, I forgot he said that.
This is because I can't, like, you got think of ascension as these lateral levels. It's not really true, but it's a great illustration. So think of it like this here. And you're trying to get to the next level. But the problem with getting to the next level is you got to get to the next level. I can't give you the answer and get you to the next level. So if I give you the answer, then the universe goes, okay, well, let's see if he really got it. Boom. Here's the karma that I keep sending in your life so you can ascend past it. And it's going to be worse because now that you got the answer, you got to have the real karma show up now, not the little shadows of the karma. When your voice is louder than her voice about your life, you will ascend past this problem. But what does that look like without the poetry in it? It looks like this here. It looks like she telling you she is not going to change. Is this clear? Am I being clear? That this lady
you are being clear. She's not going to change.
You're right. So when she come to you, don't think she fit to Mary Poppins. Well, I was just one. Nope. She gonna come to you ferociously and fierce as usual. She gonna corner you. As a matter of fact, I think your Bible, Prophet Jerry, says it has this kurios is the Greek word that says opportune time. So she gonna wait until you and Renee get into an argument and then show up while you're empty just to test you. You understand what I'm saying? Like, you ain't gonna be full of no meditation energy when she come back. You're gonna be weak, you're gonna be hungry, And you're gonna see somebody in the network do something great and go like, damn, that should be me. Or you're gonna do Pain 2020 and one person gonna be watching and that's gonna eat at your heart. And then she gonna show up.
You talking
Okay.
this morning, man.
She gonna show up while you are empty. And when she do, it's gonna look like this here. This is when you pass the test. When you can let her say whatever she wanna say. And you genuinely were not bothered.
Okay.
I didn't say you didn't go through the emotions of anger and feel like internally, but you loved yourself enough to let her finish. And when you walked away from that conversation stayed right there.
I got
That's
you,
what
son.
that looks like in real life.
Yes, sir.
It is not easy.
No,
It's not easy, but you didn't come here to press the easy button. You can let all these preachers tell you press the easy button all you want to. It ain't gonna work. You came here to ascend.
Yes.
Ease doesn't bring forth ascension.
Okay.
Contrast does.
Ooh, powerful. Thank you, sir.
Yes,
Appreciate
sir.
you.
Yes, sir. Oh, go ahead, Phil. This is perfect time. And also tell us what we're doing too.
Well, trials is what makes you have ascending.
That's right.
It's the resistance that makes you decide I'm going to learn or I'm going to let this beat me.
Yep.
I'm reading a book right now. It's one of the heaviest books I've ever read. It's called Loyalty to Your Soul: The Heart of Spiritual Psychology.
Wow.
Yeah, I mean, it's heavy.
Yeah.
It has a simple example of you're driving down the road, you get a flat tire, it's raining, you're kind of lost, you don't have you can't get on the cell phone.
Yeah. Cell reception, cell service.
So at that point, you have choices. You can either be pissed off and mad and angry about it, or you can say, "All right, this is part of the adventure. Let's see what's going to happen." And if you that way, then your guardian angels, your attitude adjustment, in this case, they call them your stackers, say, "Well, he didn't learn less than that lesson. We got to give him more situations like that, so he'll learn until he learns that lesson."
Yeah, just like that. Yeah.
Wow, that's important, Mr. Phil.
That's exactly how it works.
It seems like every time we talk, it ends up, I get off the phone pissed off. It seems like every time, there's not a time. Now, there's the times that we laugh because we're going back in the past of what we done, stupid things we done and different things like that. But before I get off the phone, and when I get off the phone, I'm going to Renee and I'm like venting. And, she's going to be like, okay, baby, that's okay. Calm down, baby. It's going to be, she's going to be the sweet mother and wife, calm down, baby. It's going to be all right. So that's really important. See if I can pass this test.
I'm going to let Phil say something.
Yeah.
I got
And
so
when
much
you're
to
done,
say about that.
it all boils down to love. Our journey is to return to love. That's what this is all about. So if you've gotten done with the situation and you're not in love, then you didn't learn the lesson. No matter what the situation is, you didn't learn the lesson. So that's why that works that way. Now, tonight we're starting a new book, and I'm really excited about it. We may have, I'm not sure, I haven't been able to close this deal. We may even be able to have the author of the book on the call. We may. I'm not sure yet, but we may. And it's called Sorry, I'm Streaming. Why should you create your own Netflix and how to pull it off? Your step-by-step guide to getting your piece of the video streaming wealth pool, which we started this call with attention. So what this whole book is about is how to get attention. That's what it's all about. That's the bottom line. How do you get attention? So, and we've got a wonderful person that's read the book, so we're going to be able to digest it in little chunks. It's about 3-minute chunks is what it comes down to. So we're going to listen to the book, and the person that's reading it is one of the great readers of text that I have. She's amazing. So many of you may know her. Her first name is Grace, and she does a great job reading this book. So we get the chance to hear her read the book, Then we're going to stop at each about 3-minute intervals, share what you learned, what you got out of it before we go on to the next one. So my goal, by the time we're done with this book, people who've made the investment of being on the call is going to be able to create their own Netflix.
There you go. There you go. Woohoo! Yeah, we're excited about that. I'm definitely
I'm
excited
not sure
about
if we
that.
can get the author on the call, but we'll find out.
Yeah, we'll find out. He might be a little busy. We'll find out. By the way, I forgot to tell you, Deanna's in jury duty. That's why y'all don't see her freckles.
Really?
Yes.
I've never been called for jury duty. I'm 71 years old and I've never been called. But you know, they say you're going to get a jury of your peers. Sure, you're going to get 12 Phil Sorrentinos. I don't think so.
No, not even close.
You're never going to be tried by the jury of your peers.
No. Can you imagine 12 Phil Sorrentinos? Well, what's exactly murder? Let's dissect this word for a moment.
Yeah, the soul is eternal. They just
And I've been called twice, and I got out of both of them because I was in situations that I couldn't do it. But yeah, if Phil, they probably read all about him, said, I don't think so.
Let's not go down that rabbit hole.
I wonder, has anybody on the call been on jury duty?
I've been called multiple times. I haven't been.
Yeah, I have. I've been on. It was a civil case, thank God. But yeah, it was. I've been on jury duty.
Any insights from it? Anything you'd like to share?
I mean, because I was happy that it was a civil case and not, like a murder case or something like that. Because I did not want that kind of hassle. But
capital murder trial. I want
listen,
that one.
okay, no, okay. But the civil case, somebody was being sued for something. But really, you're just sitting there and you're listening and just paying attention to what is being said. And they tell you, hey, you can't be biased and and say, oh man, they owe, So you really have to listen to all the information and take it from both sides so that you can really make that decision of, okay, because and only the facts, because you can't go off, well, my opinion is no. So
do they feed you?
Do they feed us? Well, not with mine, because it wasn't stuff.
Yeah.
It wasn't multiple days. It was just one day.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I got it. Yeah. So we got to get to the
here,
basics.
Here in North Carolina, they don't feed you and they give you $12.
My goodness.
Wow.
Man, it's
Grace,
terrible.
what's the best way for people on the call to get the book? Sorry, I'm streaming.
Well, I do know that it is being, what's the word?
I'm
Sarah?
sorry, I'm streaming. It's not
What's that?
currently available. It's coming very soon as I get to the publishing date, which should have been last week. I will get it to everyone.
There you
Cool.
go. There you go. Great book.
But we're going to go over, you won't need the book in front of you. We're going to go over each chunk pretty intensely. I really want to dig into it. I want everybody to commit to what are they going to do based on what we just covered.
Mhm. And Grace is one of the greatest readers of all time. And
She reads text very well.
very well.
How
Very
do you
well.
get in? How do you get in this
we-
little club or whatever with the reading thing?
Well, Grace, would you tell her, please?
Well, I have to just get you to get on Discord, first of all. Because this part, this is free, this.
Well, I do need your social security number,
Okay.
and it's $1,000 deposit. All these things are incorrect. No, it's a Zoom
No,
call.
I know that scam. I know that scam, man.
Keep going, Grace.
Oh, okay. I thought you were I thought you was going.
No,
Okay.
like, if I get some, I take $1,000. Like, get it.
But this call is open to everyone. But I will get you on Discord so that you can get the call information that we send out to everyone as well. But if you would like to be part of the Bureau of Influential Individuals, that's another story. We can talk about that as well off camera. We can talk about it on, but
But definitely get on that call. It's a better version of this call. It's a smaller version of this call, which allows it to be a deeper version of this call. It's the same thing. Yeah, it is. It's the same thing. Grace, put the link out in the chat real quick, but then also we would get it to every last one of you. Grace, that's something we've got to do better, is extend it, that opportunity and a few reminders to everybody. So if you get a message from Grace, then do that, because it is important.
And then at 8 o'clock Eastern, we do wins and challenges. So we go around the call and people, what were your wins in the last week and what are the challenges last week? The wins, you get to learn from each other. The challenge, you get to help each other.
That's a blessing. That is a blessing. That is a blessing for sure. So yeah, definitely jump on top of that. Where you at, Prophet Jerry? Where you at home? I'm gonna come back to you. Unless
I'm
you're
right here,
taking.
bro.
Okay, good. This person is a blessing for you.
Wow.
So I've got on a shirt right now. Yeah, absolute blessing. So this is Ra, the sun god. You can't see it, but anyway. And puts the whole world together, right? And as far as Egyptian goes, this person is a blessing for you. They are here to teach you how to own your own truth with peace and ease. Because right now, you don't own your own truth.
Right.
You keep renting it out to everybody you want to be heard by.
Wow.
When you own your own truth, you don't need to be heard. I just don't. You just don't need to be heard.
You own your own truth.
You don't need to be heard.
Sorry.
Okay, there's a book right there, y'all. Barnes and Noble. When you own your own truth, you do not need to be heard. Is that the digital copy?
That is the digital,
All right.
because you can get it today.
When you own your own truth, you do not need to be heard. You don't. Remember, to be perceived is to exist. But if you're trying to be heard, that's a small group. I don't need to be heard by the whole world. I want my message out there, but I don't need my soul to be heard by but a few people. Everybody's not vibrating at the frequency of my soul. Therefore, I shouldn't be trying to let them judge it.
Wow.
Watch yourself.
Say that again, Antonio. Say that
Ma'am.
again.
Everybody's not vibrating at the frequency of my soul. Therefore, I should not be trying to let them judge it. This is why you got soulmates, and this is why you got best friends. These are people that are pretty much in alignment with the vibrational frequency of your soul. Everybody ain't there.
Hey, Antonio.
Yes, sir.
You know, sometimes I'm looking up fridges, refrigerators, because I got to write a blog post about a fridge.
That makes sense.
And then for the next whole month, Amazon, Google Ads, YouTube, everything is trying to sell me a fridge. But guess what? I know that I don't want to buy a fridge, so I close that ad. I close that pop-up because I'm trying to log into a Zoom call. I'm trying to watch a video because I know that this is what I want to tune into and this is what I want to tune out of. When you don't know that, what happens is you go to YouTube to watch an educational video, and instead you end up watching a whole presentation about a refrigerator. So sometimes some people are just pop-ups that need to be closed, you know, because you're going to the main thing.
Wow, Abraham.
Well, there you go. He does get paid for the written word.
You said a mouthful.
Yeah, he did.
Renee said only a writer would say something like that. Wow.
It's the truth. It is the truth. It's the truth.
Sweet.
And I couldn't agree more. I think everybody on this call completely agrees with what he said. I didn't come here, y'all, to house you, but I know that I want to tell you some great stuff. But I am like, we trying to get this quest for real. You know what I'm saying? We want this quest for real. We don't want, we're not looking to, forget learning. You learned already. Jamal, do you remember what I told you? This was the conference after the conference, all right, the show after the show. He was like, man, because my problem is, man, I be needing to know this. What did I tell you, Jamal? Do you remember the answer I gave you? I said, well, since you like math, what's the mathematical equation I use? I told you when I want to move. That's all right. I'm gonna repeat it. That's all right. I'm gonna repeat. Okay, look.
Give me the first piece and I finish it.
No, Tracy got it. Look at Tracy. She got it. She doing this.
You said that he only needed 2% in order to move.
Oh, that's it.
2% of the information to move, because I know the rest of the 98% will only show up as I move forward. See, I know this. It's science that once I start moving, this universe will conspire to keep me moving. That's the first law of Newton's motion inversed. It's the same thing. I get, but if I want to do tree and press, and the moment I get the inspiration of tree and press, then I don't need to be studying about tree and press. I need to start building tree and press, because the universe likes speed. 2%. The moment y'all know 2%, it's time to roll.
Antonio.
Yes, sir.
Just want to add something. When I started my writing business, it started because I was offering like 10 different things, out of which one is what most clients wanted. I honestly had no idea that writing was like, I could even monetize it, because I was writing for publications to get my name out there and I was enjoying it. But because I was enjoying it, I was like, okay, I couldn't possibly make money from this. Had I hated it, I would have been like, oh yeah, of course I'm going to make money from this because I hate doing it. So, but accidentally it turned out. And then this book, the one that you have, it's all just cartoons and illustrations, 1-2 sentences each page, because that's the funny stuff. I started off by reading David Sedaris. He's an essayist. He writes funny essays, and I started writing funny essays. And all the while on my mind, there was this thing writing. It was like, nobody reads a whole essay nowadays. Sedaris made it because he became a celebrity from radio. No one even listens to radio anymore. So there's no way I'm going to be able to do what he does. But I kept on writing essays, and halfway through the idea occurred to me. I was like, hey, in each essay, I laugh like 2 or 3 times, like really hard. What if I were to just take those lines and then just have someone do the illustrations for those? I could make a coffee table book. So I'm just extracting from those, and I'm writing my own, like, now I'm not even thinking in terms of broad topics, just funny one-liners that could like just make someone laugh. And I'm doing that one-liner a day. I'm still writing. I have no idea how I'm going to make the book. Time comes for illustration. Guess what happens? I ask around for the prices of illustrations. Turns out I would have to like take 4 months worth of my income just to get each thing illustrated, because they would treat each page as an ad. Like they would charge that much just to get illustrations for each page. I have 200 jokes written already. I was like, you know what? Let me try my hand at illustrating. And that's how the book came about. But when it started, the whole idea was that I'm going to write funny essays because I kind of enjoy doing it, and I'll just keep writing and I'll figure it out. And what turned out is this book. And then even with my business, it was like, you know what? I'm going to just register a company in UAE, and I'm just going to start offering every single thing that I know how to do, which is running ads, graphic design. I mean, I even subtitle captioned one of your videos early on as well. So it's like, I'll offer everything I do. And of course, all of this is valuable, but I'm going to do it under my business name, my license, instead of joining a company. And then the thing that worked was writing. And then I just kept doing it. And the thing is, once something starts making you money, you start really enjoying it. So yeah, so I honestly think pretty much everyone who's successful just claims credit for happy accidents. The only thing they can actually be credited with is what you just said, movement. That's what I was telling my wife as well. It's like, just move, keep moving. It will happen, and then you can claim credit for making it happen. But you just keep moving, something happens.
That's absolutely right. Remember I told y'all like last week or something, yeah, they clapping for you. They should. And I told y'all last week that geniuses got lucky like 3 times. They did 170 pieces of artwork. You remember 2 of them. Comedy Writing Secrets. Not Ibrahim. Phil has Comedy Writing Secrets up there. Go ahead, Phil, and then we get Tracy.
Yeah, this is a good friend of mine, Mel Hiltzer, who's now gone to see Dorothy and Toto. He's gone off to the next level. Was a comedy writer in New York City, actually on the Sid Caesar show. And he retired and he said, what's he going to do? Well, he went to Ohio University and created the first credited class on comedy writing. So there's many of them since then, but this was the first one, and this is his book. It's called Comedy Writing Secrets by Melvin Hilitzer, How to Think Funny, Write Funny, Act Funny, and Get Paid for It. So Ibrahim, I highly recommend it.
Now, I sent you pictures too, Ibrahim.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm. Well, if you check your lineup, you got some funny pictures. Go ahead, Tracy. Phil, what was the title of the
There we
first
go.
book as well?
All right.
Okay.
I'm going to put it in the chat and send it to you in
Okay,
lineup.
okay, good. Go ahead, Tracy.
When you were talking about the 2% and how the universe rewards speed, you also talked about the law of accelerating, the law of acceleration. So the faster you go towards your dreams, the faster they'll come to you and the faster you'll reach them. And so that kind of goes in with when you get the 2% move, when you have that and go, it's because the universe, you also told us how the universe will give back to you what you give it. So I want to add that there.
Yes, that's all facts. And that's the law of compensation, law of acceleration. You brought a few of them up there. That's for sure. The idea is, well, every time somebody asks me, if you just go listen to like so many different of my whatever, I'm not even sure. If you go listen to so many different of my podcast interviews and stuff, and there's a bunch of them, they always ask me, well, so what's Antonio, one final thing to leave with our audience? I say the same thing every time, most times I should say, move before you're ready. Adonia, it's the most important thing I can possibly give to you. Move before you're ready. There's nothing more greater than moving before you're ready. It's not going to change. You're not going to be ready. You suck at being ready. And the idea of getting ready is exactly what's stopping you from being ready. So you move before you're ready. Because this is not about, this universe is not moved by your brain. It is moved by your emotions. See? There you go. There I go again, Grace. Going against the grain.
Can I say something in that space real quick?
Yes, ma'am.
I just want to testify, 2 admit, and 3 confess.
Okay.
All my sins. Every time I go before the people, and every time I go to make a post, I'm a little concerned about what
So try to put your
whatever.
mouth a little bit closer to the phone.
Okay, better.
There you go.
Okay, so every time I make a post or go before anyone in anything, I am always nervous, a little bothered, being told, nope, don't do it, you're not ready. Nope, you ain't got nothing to say. Nope, you're not gonna say nobody life. Nope, just stop now while you're ahead. Nope, nobody wants you to. Nope, nobody wants you to. No, I get all of that. It's like a whole song. So every time I step and make a post or say or do anything, it's always there, that negative. But the joy of it for me, which is one of the reasons why, and I know y'all might think that it's cliche or too much or overkill, but I don't care. I don't give a damn because fact is fact, truth is truth, and truth never can be lied about because it's always truth, regardless of which way you put it. I'm glad that I have had the privilege of being in association with you all because it pushes me to ignore those voices. You know what I mean?
Yep.
You're never going to be good enough where they're at. You're never going to get as good as all those things that you said. It doesn't matter to me because I know what I feel in my heart. I know what God told me in my mind and verbally. So everything that's being said, I have to ignore. They could sing, have a dance party, whatever. It doesn't matter to me because y'all are real. The dream is real. I look at y'all all the time. The dream is real. And they have faces to the dream. So it doesn't matter to me. I know that is part of the naysayer. So I just want to say.
Yeah, no doubt. If you, so let's let me go back to Prophet Jerry just one more time. He don't have to talk, but just one more time. Y'all got stuff outside of what you think stopping you from living your life. What is your life? Oh, it's not you. Okay. What is your life like? Like what is this? What is this like? What should it be? It should be whatever you want it to be, but it should darn sure have wealth in it somewhere. Wealth of health, wealth of all sorts of stuff, okay? But money should be in it somewhere because they charge you to be here. You're not allowed to be so humble where you can't have money. You understand? You just can't do that. It's just not fair, okay? That's not fair. You want to say something, Jamal? All right, cool. So
No, that's not done.
Okay, let's do one thing real quick, Grace. One thing. Short films. And we're gonna open up. Grace, I'm talking about this tomorrow without the foundational motivational piece.
Okay.
Short films. Okay. Let's say anything less than a minute.
Say that one more time.
Anything less than a minute. Anything less than a minute. I want everybody, what you're going to do is you're going to produce 4 anything less than a minute videos a day. That's what you're going to do. Try to go for 4. That's your goal. Go ahead and write it down.
4 in a day?
4 in a day. To be spaced out every 4 hours. Four in a day to be spaced out every 4 hours.
What do you mean by that? You mean by the videos less than a minute?
Yeah, you call them reels, TikTok,
Okay,
whatever.
got it. Yeah.
Mhm. 4 less than a day to be spaced out every 4 hours. Only reason I'm saying spaced out every 4 hours because it's a video and it'll be post cannibalism if you do it a little bit sooner. You can, but it's a different thing. Go ahead, Sugar.
Antonio, would you post a link to where we can put a time or a schedule and schedule it out that way? And a while ago, I remember you were talking about it to where you can actually schedule your post without having to, be physically right there and post them at that time.
Yeah, absolutely. So I use Hero Post, but these platforms now have their own scheduling apps in there. So, but you can't get it on a personal page. So if you use a business page on Facebook, they have what you call a creator studio. And you can schedule inside that too. So you don't, I think Hero Post something like $67, $47 or something, one-time fee. I use heropost.com because I don't like monthly fees. I use heropost.com, but they have these things these platforms have their own creator studios where you can schedule inside the platform natively as well. Remember, the platforms want you on their platform. So if they got to add a tool to keep you on LinkedIn, they will. So that's the answer to that question. Hero Post, I prefer, but of course, anytime you upload a piece of content natively to that platform, it will be favored differently by the algorithm. It will be favored differently by the algorithm, for sure. So 4, when we get ready to go, 4. Okay, that's the first book, Loyalty to Your Soul. Yeah, that was good. That's a powerful subject, powerful title. The title is powerful. Powerful.
Yeah, guess who wrote the foreword?
Who?
Neil Donald Walsh.
Oh. Well, I like anything that he writes. For sure, yeah. Loyalty to Your Soul. That's good. That's just really, really good. That's really good. Try to mix in shorts and well, let's just start there for right now. I'm telling you every 4 hours apart. I am not necessarily following that, okay? But I'm telling you do for every 4 hours apart. Every 4 hours apart. That doesn't mean I'm not following it. It's just a longer explanation. I'll give you the gist of it. I prefer, if it's 4 different type of posts, what I prefer is to tag those 4 different type of posts every hour. So while you would post 4 times in one day, I would post 16 times in that same period. What's 4 times 4 times 4? Yes, no.
64.
64. I would post 64 times in that period, because each post is the algorithm treats it differently in a different manner. But don't do that right now. There's 4 short posts. So when I'll take up Ibrahim's illustration. In fact, let me do it this way. I'll even give him some free advertisement and put it on the screen here. There you go. Let me have to search. It's right here. Here is Ibrahim. If you're not following him, I just dropped his link out in the chat. So there you go. Free advertisement. The line doesn't hurt anyone. Getting caught does. Now, I'm not telling Ibrahim to do this. Let's say it's me. Let's say I am into skits. I can do 6-second videos on TikTok based on every one of this man's cartoons. Every single one. I'm not even coming up with content. In fact, I could do it and he would never know it. Or I could do it and I could do it and just create a partnership with him. It doesn't matter. I could absolutely just keep doing it over and over and over, because all of this, the 1 cartoon a day. So he's telling his audience about consistency. So how does he do this? Maybe I'm Ibrahim. What I would do is I would start a YouTube page about what my inspiration was behind this.
Yes, Antonio, that's the plan. Once we reach 10,000 with this, it's going to be like the main video is going to be how I hit 10K. So people are going to come for that, but it's going to funnel them into my brand to subscribe to the YouTube. So the YouTube is next. Yeah. So I'm really big on one thing at a time thing. So right now I'm all about Instagram, and anything that doesn't grow my Instagram, I don't even hop on. Like right now with you, the best thing is that no matter what you're doing, I'm going to pump it. And no matter what I'm doing, you're going to plug it.
Yep.
So we don't even have to assess whether like our interests converge, because we're always we're givers.
Right.
But Yeah, but other than this, like anything, any project I touch, I'm thinking, is it going to drive my Instagram forward or not? If not, I'm just saying no to it. So yeah, but YouTube is next for me, definitely. And by the way, once I'm on all social media, I'm going to do step by step, right? But once I'm on all social media, it's Antonio formula from that, because then my Instagram content is going to help me repurpose my YouTube content, audio of which was going to become my podcast, all of it, all of what you're doing. I'm just going to, once I'm there, that's what I'm going to do.
Yeah. Well, first off, you said the best thing on this call so far. You know, one at a time, you knock it out. And if it ain't growing it, don't do it. That's how millionaires are born. I say no to 95% of everything in my life. So if it ain't growing my Instagram energy, he's saying no to it. You understand? He said no. That's exactly what it's supposed to be. There is no other option. That is the option. So if y'all want to follow him, please go ahead. And I know, you know, we believe in group economics, so you're more than welcome to. We'll do the same for you one day, for sure. But that's, so just focus on 4 little short videos a day. But, and this is where I'm ending. But, Grace, I gotta talk to the Antonios out there. And actually, this isn't me using my name. This isn't me using my name, like, because I want you to think about you. No. I'm actually talking to myself. I saw the call Grace yesterday and asked for the dumbest thing on the planet. I mean, the dumbest. Hold on, I gotta turn this off. I mean, the dumbest thing on the planet, Grace. You hear me? Before I start to say, I say, Grace, I need you to come up here real quick. I need to use the tripod there. I need to use the tripod. It's one that stands on the table, because I want to do just like a bunch of shorts and stuff. Let me tell you why this was dumb. You ready why this was dumb? This is why this was dumb. Because the people with 3 million followers walking a dog, holding their phone like this, and it's bouncing everywhere. Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson is lifting weights, can barely open his fingers up, and still doing it. So I need you to get. Needless to say, Grace didn't get that phone call from me yesterday, because I said to him, "That's dumb as hell. What is he talking about? If you don't, you could do a video on the way to the bathroom if you want to. It's so many. I can do a video cooking hamburgers. Don't tell Susan. You know what I'm saying? But, you know, do anything like that, right? Just anything, and do a video and post it up as a short video. Chill out. I'm telling you to do 4 videos, but I'm not telling you to not. I'm not telling you worry about quality. I'm not telling you worry about stable.
Antonio?
Yes, sir.
So because I did 365 pieces of content in a few months, I have some experience in volume while maintaining quality. You can see every single post is a banger. And the way you do that is you create 4 formats. So you're saying do 4 videos. So if it were me, what I would do is, one of the formats for me would be throw the dice and then open a book to a specific page that the dice shows. So it would be page 6 + 8, 6 + 7. If you have 2 die, you can do that. And then you open to that page and you just read it, and then you give your honest reaction to reading that. Because sometimes the sentence that comes up relates to your life, and then you're going to say, oh yeah, this sentence about patience from this book, The Daily Stoic, is completely up my speed because I almost punched someone yesterday. And so the thing is, it organically happens, but this is one formula. You don't want to do 4 of these a day. Create 4 formulas or 8 formulae. It's up to you. But what I want to add to what you're saying is, like, you're giving the number, like 4 videos. What I want to say is, guys, think in formulas. Once you create a formula, anytime you apply it, something happens. Antonio had multiple calls on his commentary formula, which is his infinite content production cycle. So you comment on the comment and it just continues. So I was really inspired by that in my actual blog writing. And I just want to give this, I want to just share this, that the whole opening a book to a specific page is a really good formula for anyone who's doing a personality brand, because you're reacting to it and it's timeless. You're not reacting to Will Smith slapping Chris Rock because that's dated. You're reacting to opening a book to a sentence. And now whenever someone watches that, that's fresh.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And so
Antonio,
we're gonna build on this tomorrow. Yes, sir.
if he only has 2 dice, then he never gets past the 12th page. No, that's not true.
That's why you use different books. That's why you use different books. Okay.
But you can roll the dice. You can roll the dice a number of times. If you
Yeah,
can get
yeah,
past
yeah,
page 12.
Yeah.
Just
Or
look.
yeah. And you can randomly pick a multiplier too. You know, you can pick a multiplier.
There you go. That's
Yeah.
another way.
Yeah, definitely. I bought Harvard Business Review's book set on business. It's book set on business. It's like 5 volumes. And what I did last year, or the year before, something, I just opened up the book, and each section I read, and then I said, okay, bam. I had Grace sitting right in front of me. I underlined right here, and I would go, this is like 2 years ago, and I would just go on live video and talk about it. I let this whole Harvard Business Review, you know, just because I was looking to build a video on it. Now, go ahead, Ibrahim.
Another thing is on Reddit, there is a subreddit called TIFU. Today I effed up. TIFU. So you go to, you can just Google TIFU Reddit, and you can see fresh posts of how people effed up. Okay, it's them admitting these are funny stories. So you can literally read these off in your videos, and like 5 people could read the same story, and it would be just 5 different pieces of content because they're going to have their different reactions. And then you can also, like, in every story, you're like, oh, that's like my friend Bob. That's like my friend John. That's like my friend Antonio. It's just reading those stories right while it's happening, and you giving your comments can also be a formula. But again, what I'm saying is, once you have a formula, every formula has a specific input and a specific type of output. So like with the book formula, we know that there's going to be a book, you're going to open it to a page, and that's going to be the input. As long as there's an input, you're not going to say, no, I'm going to have an idea that's going to appear out of nowhere in my brain, and then I'm going to do, because then you're going to procrastinate. Once you have the input, I don't feel like it. Doesn't matter. I can still have physical ability to open a book, or physical ability to go to TIFU Reddit. Once you have a formula, you don't have an excuse.
Right. Absolutely. And trust that we are going, that's all we doing this week is what Ibrahim is calling formulas. What's the title I called it, Grace? What we doing?
Books, movies, keynotes, and the tools to produce them.
Tools you need to produce them. And that's what Ibrahim's talking about. You know, like that's what Ibrahim's talking about. And we're going to, since time has been well spent, I'm telling you to do 4 videos. We can figure out how we're going to do that tomorrow. That's what tomorrow's going to be for, and all this stuff. But if you're not listening to what Ibrahim's saying, then you're probably not going to, I mean, there's infinite possibility of ways to mess up, but he's helping you not mess up. I have formulas for every single thing that I do. And the only thing I'm focused on this year, you can see plenty, is audio, the podcast, but this is a new year for me, and now it's the Facebook group. My new year starts October 1st. But all last year, I did one thing, podcast. And anything that I did went right to podcast. I didn't advertise. I didn't do anything, nothing but podcast. It may look to you like I did other stuff, but I did not. I did nothing else but build a larger podcast audience. I have my reasons, but they'll make more. Well, they actually make more sense now. Yes, sir.
I just wanted to add, so initially I was writing around 3,000 to 4,000 words a day. And then, we started working together, you and I, right? And you convinced me to hire like 5 different people so we could produce 10,000 words a day. I needed to hire like 4 people to just do the work that I was doing so we could have double output. And then we're just taking your webinars, your talks, and we're converting those into articles, right?
Yeah.
And I got that specific, your whole infinite content formula. And I literally created a grid. So I could do the same thing, but with articles. And guess what? You're the one who convinced me to hire people. And because I figured out that I could just use a formula to increase the number of articles I was writing, I just fired them all because I was able to do 8,000 words a day because of it. So and that's when I started like really thinking about formula and how we can use them to produce different contents. And then I came up with my own formula. Look, here's one formula I'm showing you. Okay, hold up. All right, if this is gonna be, I have to go to the
Grace, make him co-host just in case you got to share the screen too.
Okay, so here it is. So this is a comparison post formula I've written. So this is the intro snippet, product category, feature 1. Then why is it important? Feature 2, why is it important? Feature 3, why is it important? Products and subheading, intro, product 1, first feature, how does this compare to the other product? How is that relevant to the reader? Second feature, quote from a review about its performance. 2 ways to make use of this feature. Third feature, research broadly regarding this feature. How is the third feature tied to the research? Drawbacks of the product. What is the first drawback? Does the other product have this drawback? What is the second? And here, just 1 sentence each. I just write 1 sentence each, remove the rest. It's a whole cohesive article. So it's like Ibrahim Dar AI. I'm producing original content, but just as mathematically as an AI. And this is thanks to you, because I really heard that when you mentioned the infinite content formula, that's when I really started thinking about producing content by like producing formulaic content to maintain quality.
Yeah, y'all hear that? I clap for that. That is absolutely clap worthy.
Yes,
it's a lot. So I took pictures for Ibrahim in this book, but of course I sent him like 5 of them. I sent them 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Sent them 5. So he can do what he wants. It doesn't matter, right? He can do what he wants. That's just he'll figure out some way to tell the international audience that Black Americans are buying his book. He'll figure out some way to do that. Okay, he'll figure out some way to do that. And he'll use some formula with it. And that's what we're going to do for the next probably 2 or 3 weeks is take your books, take your movie, take your webinar. Well, take your books, take your movie, and what's the third one? And your keynotes, because they become webinars, they become workshops, these are the 3 bases of these things. And they float into other stuff. So you say, well, I don't want to be on stage. Don't be on stage. You divide this webinar, this keynote up. Let's say your keynote has 33 movements. All right, then. That's 33 videos now. Let's say your keynote has 17 movements. That's 17 videos now. But then the 17 videos now become 17 podcasts. But then now you got to be slick. And you have those 17 podcasts and you get somebody like Grace and you say, Grace, let's take notes. Now those 17 podcasts become 17 blogs. And I'm not even talking about like the Gary Vee content model. I'm talking about Antonio's weirdo model. You like when Ibrahim was discussing, then I say, now Grace, here's my thing. Here's my thing, Grace. Here's the notes. I need 6 people to disagree with me and say, well, I can find 9 of them. Good. Here's an interview show about how they would do it better, which is always the best content. The best content is always when you give people the option to have an opinion about whatever you just did. Let me go back to Ibrahim page real quick on Instagram. When you give people, man, now it's not my intent to tell him or anybody what to do because he's focused only on Instagram growth. But assuming we keep this idea on Instagram, if he goes, lying doesn't hurt anyone, getting caught does. And if he does this right here, which by the way, since I done opened up this twice already, let me go and give him some points. Hold on real quick, y'all. Because the algorithm is paying attention to who is paying attention. Okay. There we go. All right, outstanding. Now my brain can rest because my salesperson brain, Grace, was like, come on, went to this thing, try, you got to put some points on this thing. Anyway, I'm sorry. Don't worry about me. My brain wouldn't rest every time I saw it. You come here, and then he has, so then he goes to Adobe Animator. He goes to Adobe Animator. And then he downloads Adobe Animator, which is a real thing for God's sakes, a real thing. He downloads it. And now what happens is he gets this 1 minute argument and then he animates that argument against what he just said. It becomes a reel. Still stays in animation, still stays in. It's just the possibilities are infinite. So let's end with this, Grace. Where did I get this from? This isn't me being smart. And Phil and Susan, I'll call you out right after this call. This isn't me being smart. This is me understanding that coming from Galveston, Texas, and the noisy industry, I had to put me in your face every time you turned around. Every time you turned around, you need to see another thing of me. Every time, because I understood that the first 88 times that you saw me, you were going to ignore me. Just 88, you were just going to ignore me, period. Then the next 88 times, you were going to be irritated by me. I don't understand, what is this going on? Then the next 88 times, you were going to go, maybe, let me see what the hell going on. And I'm just trying to get past all that. I'm just trying to get past all that. I'm just trying to do it. And it's that. So I just devised all these clever ways coming out of Galveston, Texas, to be seen consistently. Go ahead, Phil.
Well, you're getting to the second part of the sales formula. It's attention first, then interest.
Yep.
So that's what you've got to do, doing the 3 times 88. Now they're interested. Then there's the desire. Once they're interested, how do we get them to want it? It's I want what you have more than I want my money.
Yeah.
And then it's close, get their commitment, and then implement. So attention, desire, interest, close, and implement. So what you're talking about, you're teaching us right now, and what we talked about this morning is basically the whole attention component, and that's what you started the call off.
Well, exactly. Exactly. We just had the spirit move, and people needed the foundation. So tomorrow, come here with your resistor hugged. Don't leave your resistor behind. Don't leave the person that's forcing you not to listen to anybody, because you're not just not listening to me. You're not listening to nobody. Like you have no respective person. Like, you done read 15 self-help books this year. You ain't listened to one of them either. So we all can get it. It's okay. Like, we all get it equally. There's no doubt about it. We can all get it equally. Bring that person with you and then do a video with that person. Tell that person. Like, for instance, I give you a great example. Okay, I give you a great example. And I'm ending the call. I'll give you a great example. Like, right now, I'm gonna call Phil and Susan. Okay, I'm gonna call Phil and Susan right after this call. This is a perfect example. And I've got bunch of stuff to do, and I'm gonna call Phil and Susan, and I'm gonna make sure that however I call them, serve whatever they need. Then I gotta call Melissa, because no matter what Phil and Susan need, it's gonna come back to what I'm doing with Melissa anyway, because we are winning, but everything is held up right now with just one thing. So I still got to call Melissa. I need you to hear this. No matter what I talk about with Phil and Susan, I still got to call Melissa. Then I'm gonna have to talk to Deanna, because she needs something very important monetarily. I'm gonna have to do that too. So that's 3 phone calls that are not gonna have my comfort level at any level of comfort. Period. Point blank. It's just not gonna happen. It's just not. That's 3 phone calls in the next 15, 20 minutes. I'm not gonna enjoy either one of these phone calls. That don't mean they're gonna be bad. That don't mean they're gonna be good. What I'm saying is, Grace, that's great content though. That's great content. Like that little dude that's cowering in the corner about that phone call. That's great content. That's 3 different real podcasts that I could take notes during the call, come right around, and then get on podcast and say, I just had a phone call today, and the nicest people in the world, and I felt this way during that call. And it had nothing to do with them. It had everything to do with me. Let's talk about that. And somebody is going to hear that content and go, man, I needed that. It happens to me every single day. My inbox is full of people that's saying, thank you for doing what you just did. Thank you, thank you, thank you. So I'm not telling you to be smart and to be holy. I'm telling you, Antonio has mastered bringing his little loser with him and co-creating content with this person. That's it. I'm not trying to be. I know all the answers. What's the answer? I don't know. Nobody knows anything. That's the answer. The number one answer is I don't know. So when I tell you I know all the answers, when I'm telling you, Grace, is I don't know. I don't know, because nobody knows anything. We're all making it up. We are all making it up as we go. And nobody knows anything.
Antonio.
Yes, sir.
I want to always have a t-shirt that says, hey, I'm making this up as I go along. And the back says, and so are you, so admit it.
There it is. There it is. So I know all the answers. Yes, Grace, I'm smarter than you. I know all the answers. What's it? I don't know. So I ain't smarter than you. But I'm going to bring this little kid along with me, and I'm going to hug him, and I'm going to say, hey, bam. All I can tell you is Melissa knows we're knocking at this door. If me and Melissa pull off what we're going to pull off, then Antoine buys a baby dolphin and, eats turtle soup for breakfast for no reason, just cause. But the obstacle ahead is so big. We making it up as we go. I was brushing my teeth this morning, thinking about it. And every time I get closer, something stupid happens. And it's like, oh my God, like I just had to lock my credit because of a fraud thing on my credit. So now I got to argue with this bank, to argue with Experian, to take this thing they just reported off my, it's just so stupid. And of course, it's already happening, but it's a 60-day process because they got business days they get to work with. So that wiped out that option I was going to do something else. And all I'm supposed to do is go, what am I supposed to learn in this situation? That's it. Nothing else. That's all I'm supposed to do is what I'm supposed to learn in this situation. And in that moment, the answer comes or it doesn't. But if I bring that little loser with me and let him remember everything that he went through, As soon as I'm done with all these calls, there's some good content. There's some good content. And that's all I'm trying to tell you how to do. That's it. That's it. That's all I'm trying to tell you to do. So we got it there. I'll call you from my 409 number right after this. And so my last words to you is be a loser and let that loser have a microphone. Because like I told Tracy this weekend, we don't like perfect people. They're not going to buy from you when all you do is present yourself faultless. They're just not going to buy from you. Just not. Everybody we love, name one of them. It don't matter, Renee. Name whoever your hero is, you know they dirt. That's why they're your hero. We're all on a hero's journey, and in us, that hero's journey is important to us. And if I don't know that Warren Buffett doesn't work out the way I don't work out, I don't like Warren Buffett. And if Warren Buffett worked out, I wouldn't like him. Warren Buffett, he drink Coca-Cola and eat McDonald's every day. That's very relatable to me. So I like Warren Buffett. All right, remember that. Antonio posted with my book as content too. Yeah, I sure did. I gave him, man, it's cartoonist. They was like, do something. I was like, fine, let me do something cartoonist. So there you go. All right, everybody. You can plan better. You can dominate. Love you, everybody. Y'all have a good one. And give me 5 minutes and then I'll call you. I'm going to go relieve my bladder. All right, y'all. Y'all have a good one.
Love you more.
Love you more.